is your brand
Yeah,
now,
yeah.
and how long has that been going for?
So we started that Christmas 2023, so it's not been long, and considering it's become so well known.
Wow.
Yeah, so I'd had the idea that summer, like I said, when I'd been to Liverpool, and then we decided to put it on, but it expanded so quickly. We knew we were onto something because of the amount of press attention it was getting. And we wanted to set up something that we all recognise, because I grew up like going to youth club discos, and then you progress and you took what we used to call clubbing. Do you remember? You go to nightclubs and all that kind of stuff. Yes, and I love nightclubs. Looking back, they were great places because they were kind of almost otherworldly, weren't they? Like disco balls and palm trees and lots of glass and stuff. So I always thought every town had one, which was brilliant. And they were a great place to go and kind of aspire to. Do you remember? You'd go to a nightclub, you'd have a night out and dance and possibly meet somebody. This is all before internet dating. But we all behaved in a certain way, and it was a real world that we knew. And I sort of said, look, if we can recreate that so that people know it and go, I know what this is, I know what the music is, I know, how you act, how you behave, and I've got a screen behind that shows loads of like some nostalgic adverts and clips of TV shows, so people kind of see it. And I just thought it might be something in that. And we are sort of 75% female. Lots of women go, and they love it. They feel really empowered, and I love that. And they feel seen again, and they enjoy it. And we got a bit where they dance on the stage, so they can dance. So the most rewarding thing has been that the people who say to me, I've had the best time. I haven't done that for years. And they come back and do it every month, because you just get out, you meet people. And I think it's big with, mental health and all that, all those kind of things where you can get out and just socialise a bit.
Yeah, and so the average age group for these parties, what is it?
I'd say we started by being over 30, but we had lots of, especially girls saying, look, I want to go with my mother, I want to go with my auntie, so we got rid of that. But I would say the average age there is from about 35 to 45. But it goes up, we've had people in there who've had 80th birthdays and things like that. But all sorts, I know. So we've had that. We've had marriage proposals, we've had lots of like groups, office parties and things like that, hen nights. But mostly it's people who want to go out and go clubbing. And I would say the sweet spot of the age is around about 40.
Epic, that's so good.
Yeah.
And I was reading some stats on daytime clubbing in general, and some sources suggest that it's gone up by like 800%.
Yes.
Absolutely skyrocketed across the UK, but Europe and the USA as well. Why do you think it's become this new trend, and is it even a new trend?
I don't think it definitely happened in the past. You had like stuff like Northern Soul all dayers and things like that, so it's definitely not something that's completely come out of the blue. I think what we did in Day Fever in the UK is that we definitely were the first to create what we would have called traditional nightclub, not a rave, not specific music, not like sort of like heavy dance music. Like you could hear all the hits, you could hear all the cheesy hits, but all the great hits as well, so that's what we tried to do and decided to do. I think there's a few reasons for it. One is that you get tired as you get older in the nights. It's just not the same. So that's one of them. That's certainly my case. I just like going out in the day because I like getting back about 8, 9 o'clock, having a bit of food and going to bed a bit earlier. When I was younger, you got the energy to stay out till the early hours. The other one is safety. I think especially for women, I think my mate said once, nothing really gets better the later it gets. Transport gets more difficult, things can get a little bit darker. I think for women especially, if you're done by 7, 8 o'clock, if you feel kind of safe in a town centre, you can get home. So I think safety was a big part of it. So I think there was a few things that sort of came together in kind of a perfect storm, really. And one of the things I love about it that has been brilliant is they love us, the venues, because the bar takings are fantastic. So the modern generation is not quite the same as we behaved. Well, they're going out and they're having a good time. Nobody's going out and just, lots of people are going out and having the best time. They're having a few drinks, they're having a dance, and they're going home. So the venues love us as well, because it's got all the same characteristics as what would have happened in a nightclub 20, 30 years ago. The same bar take and the same sort of interaction. So it's the same generation, I think, going out just a bit earlier in the day, really.
Yeah, so the bar taking, so there is still money in the trade.
Yeah, there is. Yeah. I mean, that's why they love us so much, because if you think that would be sort of what they call dead stock, it's just sitting there in the afternoon like the venue, and suddenly the venue's full in the afternoon. So the venues obviously love us. They've always asking us, can we do more? Can you put on more events? Can you put them on towns and cities? I think we're in 28 towns and cities now, so it's a lot. Wow. People from abroad are sort of saying to us, because they can see as a way for them to make some money, which everybody has to do in the world, I suppose. So that's a big part of it as well. And lots of clubs are sort of like opening back up again 8, 9 o'clock for the younger crowd and the students. So they have a sort of like double bubble, as they say. So I think that works for everybody, because I feel really passionately about pubs, nightclubs. I think it's a big part of our history, our social culture. I love them. I love going to the pub even now, and I like going out. Now I do it early in the day. I love meeting people. I think it's important we keep it. I think it's a really important part of our social history, as I said. And it depresses me when a pub shuts, because I think when I was a kid growing up, my dad went to the local pub and my mother went down there as well, and I went there, was a bit older, and it wasn't just about going there and drinking. It was about meeting people, and everybody knew that somebody could talk to. You could sort of let off some steam at the end of the day. And pubs are an important part of every community, and I think clubbing was a bit like that. You go meet your mates, go and have a dance, go and have a drink, and you just feel great the next day, because you think, what, I've done something this weekend and I've really enjoyed myself. So I feel passionately we should try and keep as many open as we possibly can.
Yeah, and